Hi, I'm Diana Scalia, Chef Di. Welcome to Cooking by the Sea in beautiful Redondo Beach. Today we have a great recipe called Mediterranean street food. It's one of my most popular offerings. I began serving it at the Spanish bar where I was chef at the bar, and have served it ever since for catering and to friends for lunch and all kinds of great stuff. Super simple. And it's another one of those recipes that you're going to learn to make without a recipe. I'm going to show you how to make it the first time, and then you're going to take it from there and run with it, I promise you. First thing we're going to start with, this is going to be like a wrap pita sandwich, kind of like that. We're going to serve it two ways, either wrapped or then deconstructed. So what I have in my foil here, because we did this in advance, is I have pita bread that I have brushed with olive oil, and then I put it in, wrapped it tightly in foil. We're gonna come back to this later, but I just want to show you what I did, so that when I come back, you'll know. And it will stay in a warm oven while you get everything else ready, or if you're in kind of a hurry, it'll warm in a 350-degree oven or so for about 10-12 minutes, something like that. What I do not want you to do is heat the pita in the microwave. Promise me you won't do that. That's not allowed. You want to warm it in a conventional oven, all right? So the pita is going to be warm and ready when we're ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is prepare our ground chicken. Now you can use any ground meat you like for this recipe. You can even crumble tofu for this. So hi, welcome back. We had a little technical difficulty on the operator's part. So my team asked me to please carry on. What I have going on now is the ground chicken that goes with our Mediterranean street food, our wrap sandwich. It is going to be very delicious. I've seasoned a pound of ground chicken with salt and pepper in the pan, and I've kind of stirred it constantly to break it up to be really fine. When the chicken is pretty well cooked, maybe about halfway or 3/4 of the way through, what I'd like you to do is add about a 1/3 cup of chopped Italian parsley, just the leaves please, some fresh mint, the leaves are good, and cilantro, all three of those greens. And you can, the cilantro, you can use the stems if you need to. The other two, really the leaves are best to only include. Then we're gonna add some really interesting spices. We've got a little bit of ground cumin. We've got cinnamon, it's gonna make it very Middle Eastern-y, and smoked paprika. So bring all of those into your seasoning here. I already have the salt and pepper in. Here's what I tell my students. When you go to taste this, if it tastes good to you, then it's done. If you want to add more seasoning, by all means do that. Sometimes people want it a little spicier. You can add some chili flakes, you can add some more pepper, Aleppo pepper, which is a Middle Eastern pepper, beautiful pepper, Syrian pepper, beautiful in this. I should have thought of that for today. So this is about ready now. Our chicken is just about cooked through. I'm going to turn the burner off, and we're going to work on the vegetables that are going to go in our street food. All right, so excuse me just a sec. Let me just put this away. All right, let's get to our vegetables, shall we? We've got chef's knife and a paring knife. We're going to prepare julienne vegetables, and then we're going to douse them with oil and vinegar, and they're going to be kind of the salad that goes in the sandwich. So to prepare julienne vegetables, what you do is we're going to do with carrot and cucumber and bell pepper. I'm going to slice very thin as I can, diagonal slices, and then we're simply going to kind of rustically cut those into slices. You can do this a lot more perfectly than I do if you like. However, what we're doing here will work, pretty much just fine for our purposes, for all intents and purposes, I say. So you can use, in another video we use some delicious heirloom carrots. You can use any type of carrot you'd like. What I'm going to be doing is placing our julienne vegetables in a bowl to mix them up. The next I'm going to do actually is red cabbage, which is really beautiful in this dish. You simply need to just take a sliver of red cabbage and slice it thinly, kind of shred it. It's really pretty. It's like this purple magenta, my favorite color, one of my favorite colors. And you can just mix those up as you go. The next is going to be cucumber. We're going to do it exactly the same way. So thin slices. I'm making such a grand mess on my cutting board here. Very nice. Okay. So we've got some thin slices. We're going to slice those into thin julienne slices. You can watch other videos on this of people who do this maybe a little more perfectly than I do. But I kind of like rustic cooking anyway. I'm also going to take some red onion, and I'm going to slice the red onion very, very thin, and then kind of moon it, half moon it, so that you get some very thinly sliced red onion in this. Once in a while when I make this, I use pickled onions that I have in my fridge, because I always have pickled onions in the fridge. Pickled onions are really beautiful with this, because this is, you're sort of going to be marinating, kind of pickling the vegetables anyway. Now the bell pepper is a little different. It's a little trickier to julienne. I'm just going to cut a piece off and do it very, very, again, really rustically. Just cut it in thin slices. There is a more there's a more elegant way to do this, but for our purposes today, this is going to be just perfect. Nobody is really going to, that I know of, examine your julienne vegetables to see if they're cut perfectly or classically or anything like that. So I beg you to please not worry about that kind of thing. All right, now so I'm going to show you how to do this. All you do is pour some red wine vinegar over the vegetables, a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of black pepper. Stir that up. I'm going to use my knife. Look at how clever that is. I'm going to use my knife, and then I'm going to drizzle it with a little more olive oil just to finish it off. And our marinated vegetables are ready. So you're probably going to use about maybe a couple tablespoons of red wine vinegar, maybe 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, less or more. The recipe is actually in the link in the comments. The recipe link is actually in the comments, so you can find all of the perfect proportions there, all right? Now, so there's our vegetables. Now, we're going to come to the piece de resistance, the yogurt dip, and I'm going to give you a tiny little lesson on choosing a line, because all the yogurt dip is plain, whole milk, whole strength, I call it, Greek plain yogurt. It's a little bit, it's the juice of 1 lime and some honey. So I'm going to actually drizzle the honey in now. And this is another one that I tell my customers. Okay, you know what? That's going to sit for a couple minutes. All right, let's talk about limes. Yeah, I'm going to get the honey back in a second. Let's talk about limes. Talk about limes. This is an unripe lime. An unripe lime that's going to yield you really nice zest, but not a lot of juice. A lime should also be heavy when you go to buy it, the same as a lemon, I talked about in another video. And then I have a lime that's a little more perfect. It has a thin skin and it's a little bit heavy. So this is the kind of lime, this is the lime you want to choose if you need really great lime juice. So we're going to simply squeeze. I think we're going to just use a half a lime here, because I've only got about a cup of yogurt. If you're making this for a bigger crowd, simply use 2 cups of yogurt and more lime juice. So my honey went south. I'm going to try to find the honey. Can you find it for me, Gina? That would be great. And this is another one. This takes a little pinch of salt to kind of balance out the first. Thank you. I don't know if my honey is actually going to work. I hope that it is. It would be nice to have tested this before the video. Okay, here we go. So now we have some honey from the little honey bear. And I'm going to say you need about 2 tablespoons of honey. It depends how sweet you'd like this. If you want it a little more tart, then obviously a little less honey. What I tell my students is you may either you want to taste this. It's great. When you like it, it's ready. So I'm going to pour it into this serving bowl. Then I've got my meat about ready to go. I have a platter here. Hold on. That is not here. So here's what we're going to do. This is cooking by the sea, kind of by the seat of your pants. So we're going to take the vegetables. They're ready to go. The the dip, and I do have, let's see. Hi again. I'm back again. We decided that we could do like a bloopers reel out of today's video. However, my goal or my intention is not really perfection, it's just to have fun. So I want to thank my really great team. And I'm going to make you a Mediterranean street food sandwich. So the way this goes is we're simply going to put some of the meat, the seasoned ground chicken. Look at how gorgeous it is. Tastes really yummy. So the seasoned ground chicken goes in first. This is almost like a Mediterranean taco. And then we have some of the marinated vegetables. And finally the yogurt dip that's made with the lime and the honey that went all over the deck here at Redondo Beach. And then you simply roll this up as best you can, kind of like a roll taco. And if I had a toothpick, you could put the toothpick there. Now what you could do, what I like to do, because I don't like to eat a whole sandwich of any rendition, just cut it in half, and it's a little easier to eat. There you are. There is your, what can I say? Your sloppy Redondo Beach street food. It's really a mess. However, I am very delighted that you joined me here today for Cooking by the Sea. This is a delicious recipe. Find the recipe link in the comments below, and please send me your comments. Tell me what you think. One more thing, this is a way that you can serve this dish, what we call deconstructed. And when I served it at the bar, a lot of people liked it this way because you could actually share it better. So you want to drizzle the pita pieces with warm pita pieces with some extra olive oil. Just serve a bowl of the vegetables, yogurt, and meat, and they can have at it any way they'd like. All right? Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry for the mess today. Not really. I hope that you'll join us next time with at Cooking by the Sea. I am Diane Scalia. Thank you for watching.